Alright, well, I'm going to attempt to change my gear position sensor on a 2012 Suzuki Boulevard M109. I was not able to find anything about this on the internet, but I figured everything I had to figure out, I figured out. So basically, the exhaust has to come off and the clutch cover has to come off, which is a lot of stuff to do just to change one sensor. And the sensor is way down in there. All the fairings are going to have to come off the top here, and this plate's going to have to come off, and the exhaust has to come off. And we'll go from there. Seat off, and your fairing is in here, and there's 3 rubber grommets that fit in 1, 2, and 3. And there's another little plastic one that goes up here in the top. You just gotta pop that one out, pop this stuff out of there, and then you just pop those little 3 grommets out, 1, 2, 3. And that takes care of that. And then you come down here and you're gonna take off this guy, which uses a 4mm, which is no big deal. Pretty easy stuff so far. For my exhaust, it looks like down here I've got these 12mm bolts and nuts holding here and here. And then down here underneath, right here, there's another one going from this way to that way, so it's going to be a pain to get out of there. But the 12mm wrench, I'll have to just start working on it and get it out of there. After that, it looks like I'm just going to have the exhaust here and over here. For those top exhaust bolts, I went out and bought this metric Allen key extension ratchet set here, just so I could get in there. I believe that's going to make it a lot easier. Well, I got my exhaust loose. I thought I was going to be able to just loosen it and pull it right off, but I run into this thing here. I'm not exactly sure what it is, or how to even take it apart to get it off there without going crazy. But it looks like I can get everything I need to get to, even with my exhaust rested right here. I got a towel in the back underneath, protected. I'll just let it. It's resting right here on my freaking foot peg. It seems to be all right. There's no pressure on these cables or anything. But you know, you got all these in the underneath and around, and this is the wire here that goes to your gear position sensor. It comes down from this the guy right here. It comes down and goes in here. So all I gotta do is I gotta get the clutch cover off here, which is loosening all these nuts, these bolts on here. You got to be sure to keep them in the order that you take them out too, because if you do not, there are some that are a couple different lengths, and I believe it's just these 2 here that are a different length, but they do suggest that you put them all back in the same way they came out. Alright, so I made a template over here with the gasket, and I labeled each, well, I numbered it from 1 to 15 to where the bolts go, so that when I take them out, I can just stick them right into that cardboard piece there, and I know where each bolt went. And so far, relatively easy. I've got some pretty good basic mechanical skills. In order the same way I took them out. My clutch cover off, relatively easy. You see this piece right here, this is your gear position sensor. So, and that's what's giving me problems right now. So I gotta get that out of there and put my new one in. And the new one's over here. So, there it is. I wish I had somebody here to hold my camera, but everybody's at work. So there it is. It's gonna go in there just like that. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but it does something. Mine's going bad. It's sending the wrong voltages to the ECU or the computer, and my engine's just running like complete crap. It's lost power and everything. It's just, so if this doesn't fix the problem, then I'm gonna have to do the speed sensor, which is on the other side. If that doesn't fix the problem, then I guess I gotta bring it in, because at that point I have no freaking clue. That's what I got going on. All right. 2012 M109. The gear position sensor went bad, and I had to basically take off the exhaust and the clutch cover to get to it. It's kind of a pain. And then the tools I used, I just had this basic ratchet set I bought from the wall, and these this set here, this long reach hex bit set, came real handy. I would suggest using one of those, and then all you really need is another 12mm wrench for one of the bolts on the exhaust. It's kind of a pain to get to. And I bought a torque socket wrench here from Harbor Freight for 20 bucks, just so I could torque down my clutch cover bolts properly. And they specified 10 to 14 foot on those. That's all I really used. And yeah, I got some black RTV silicone, because you got to put that on. There's a little rubber piece on the wire that goes to the sensor. Where's my old one at? I'll show that to you. Here's my old one. There's this little black rubber piece here. You just want to make sure you seal that up so that it's sealed, I guess. There's the old one. The only thing I thought was weird, there was oil inside there, but I don't know if that was normal or not. But yeah, that's all I used. It's back together, and yeah, I'm gonna go try it out and see what happens.